welcome. This is the India Today Newstrack. I'm Rahul Kanwal. Uddhav Thackeray had made a promise to his father, Balasaheb Thackeray, that one day a Shiv Sena man would be Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Today, Uddhav Thackeray, Sharad Pawar and the Congress took an important step in that direction. They took on the might of the BJP, took on the might of Devendra Fadnavis, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi and bested them at their own game. Will this be a turning point in Indian politics? Has the BJP landed itself in a massive soup largely of its own making? Will this dent the BJP's halo on issues like corruption? We'll deal with all of that on the Newstrack tonight. I want to show you these images. These are images of Shiv Sena-Karyakartas in Mumbai bursting crackers outside the BJP office in Mumbai. Who would have thought? Right outside the BJP office in Mumbai, these are Shiv Sena workers celebrating the fall of the Fadnavis government. Till yesterday, from the BJP, we saw a lot of bluster, a lot of bravado, but today, all that bravado came crashing down. The latest story this evening is that Ajit Pawar, the nephew of Sharad Pawar, at this moment tonight, is at the Silver Oaks residence of Sharad Pawar, his uncle. Efforts were made through the morning. You'll see those images on your screen to bring Ajit Pawar back, to ensure his ghar wapsi. At the end of the day, this finally happened. There it is on your screen right now. Ajit Pawar, the nephew of Sharad Pawar, running in. He didn't want to stop for the media. He didn't want to chat to the reporters who were standing outside Silver Oaks. He ran straight in. Supriya Sule was waiting for him, his sister, as was Sharad Pawar. Will all be forgotten. We will know when this meeting gets over. We've got reporters standing by outside Silver Oaks, tracking the story like absolutely no other network is. But I want to start our show tonight with the story of the day. Devendra Fadnavis. After the Supreme Court ordered a floor test tomorrow, the BJP realized very quickly they simply didn't have the numbers. A delegation of NCP leaders went and met with Ajit Pawar. The likes of Supriya Sule, Praful Patel, Chhagan Bhujbal told him his game was over. He realized he had no option. He went and met Devendra Fadnavis, tendered his resignation. There was a meeting in Delhi at the Prime Minister's chamber in Parliament. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi locked in conversation for about an hour, at the end of which a decision was taken. Devendra Fadnavis would step down. Our Mumbai Bureau, which has been on the ball with this story, with our lead story tonight.
Sir.
The Supreme Court moved to end the over 30-day-long Maharashtra deadlock. Moments after the three-judge bench assembled after 10:30 a.m. In a landmark order in just 3 minutes, the top court asked the beleaguered Fadnavis government to face trust vote by Wednesday evening, ordering live telecast of proceedings and open ballot. A jubilant Sena-NCP Congress alliance smelled victory, alleging that Supreme Court foiled BJP's bid to hijack democracy.
हम इस फैसले से तीनों दल पूरी तरह से संतुष्ट है। आज संविधान दिवस पर असली में संविधान का सम्मान रखा गया है।
The Pawar clan then moved to pile on pressure over Deputy CM Ajit Pawar. Close family members of the Pawar clan are believed to have impressed upon Pawar Jr. the need to quit.
There's a multi-layered strategy that Sharad Pawar adopted in getting back Ajit Pawar. On the political front, he kept his MLAs together and saw to it that Ajit Pawar is not in a position to poach more MLAs. On the personal front, Uncle Sharad Pawar kept the doors of discussions open with Ajit Pawar and sent several family members who persuaded Ajit Pawar to choose family over politics.
The man who propped up the Fadnavis government meanwhile reached Fadnavis's official residence, Varsha, for a final huddle. Pawar Jr., known as Dada among supporters, was however tight-lipped when India Today exclusively confronted him.
दादा, तुम्ही राजीनामा देणार आहात का? प्लीज सांगा.
The junior Pawar, unable to gather numbers, finally gave up as Deputy Chief Minister at 2:30 p.m., adding a massive twist to the Maha plot. The Tuesday thriller then reaching its climax with resignation of the Chief Minister.
श्री अजीत दादा पवार इन्होंने मुझसे मिलकर कहा कि वे इस सरकार में बने नहीं रह सकते और उन्होंने हमको इस्तीफा दिया, तो उनके इस्तीफा देने से अब बहुमत के लिए जितने विधायक चाहिए उतने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास नहीं है और इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने यह निर्णय लिया कि हम सरकार नहीं बनाएंगे, हम इस्तीफा देंगे।
The 3-day and 8-hour experiment finally blowing up in the BJP's face. In the evening, Shiv Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray staked claim. Maharashtra is getting a Thackeray for Chief Minister for the first time.
आघाडीचं नेतृत्व आणि महाराष्ट्राच्या राज्याचे मुख्यमंत्री म्हणून माननीय उद्धव बाळासाहेब ठाकरे हे महाराष्ट्राचे आमच्या आघाडीचे मुख्यमंत्री व्हावेत अशी सूचना मांडतो.
With Anisha Mathur in Delhi and Sahil Joshi in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
चा विकास करण्याची ताकद या आघाडीत येईल असा विश्वास मांडून ही सूचना आपण मान्य करावी अशी विनंती करतो.
That will be one of the defining images of the day. Uddhav Thackeray bowing before Sharad Pawar, seeking his blessings. They've spent their lifetime doing politics on different sides of the political spectrum. But then there's this one other very special image. This is the image of Uddhav Thackeray bowing before a picture of Balasaheb Thackeray. This is at his bed, at his residence. There it is. He is bowing before the image of his father, Balasaheb Thackeray. He'd made a promise that one day a Shiv Sainik would be chief minister. And then there's this other very interesting image I want to show you. This is Rashmi Thackeray, the wife of Uddhav Thackeray, with Supriya Sule, both of them together in the same frame. Rajdeep Sardesai joins us. We've got Sahil Joshi as well. Kamlesh Sutar is the man who broke the story about Ajit Pawar stepping down in that meeting that was taking place. He's live outside Sharad Pawar's residence, which is where he's been the whole day. Mustafa Sheikh is at the governor's residence, and I wonder, Rajdeep, what's going on between the Shiv Sena delegation and the governor. Right now, they still haven't come out. Usually, it's a very cursory meeting. You meet for a while. A lot of frustration would possibly be coming out.
We don't know. I don't think that they will take on the governor.
Oh, they
now.
can't,
I think
yeah,
I think it's now, it's game, set and match. So I don't think this is a moment for the Shiv Sena to take on the governor. It's a moment for the Shiv Sena to celebrate. This is as big as it gets for a party which was virtually written off. And the images you pointed out reflect how dramatically politics has changed. To be fair, the Thackerays and the Pawars have always had a good equation. I remember Balasaheb telling me that, Sharad Pawar may be my political rival, but we are good friends. This is the nature of politics in Maharashtra, and somewhere it changed. You see, this is where I think slightly the BJP got it wrong. When you make so many enemies, iske khilaf ED, someone else, income tax, you make rivals into enemies. And that is very unusual for Maharashtra politics. This is not Tamil Nadu where you put each other in jail or Mamata
Everybody gets a slice of the same cake.
That's right. There are certain states, Rahul, like that. Madhya Pradesh is another one. There is a bit of a camaraderie or some form of relationship.
That's why Modi says sab mile hue hain, ji.
Modi comes from a state where that used to happen, Gujarat. He broke that, that entire equation. Sab mile hue ji, you could say that. Look at it. Thackerays, Pawars, the Congress family all coming together on one platform. I was looking at Chhagan Bhujbal, who till the other day the Shiv Sena was saying there is no way we will have Chhagan Bhujbal join the BJP alliance, which he was planning to at one stage. Today he was there sharing a stage. So, animosities have been forgotten, past enemies, they just want...
As long as you can do business together, that's all that matters.
Political entrepreneurship.
There should be no impact on the dhanda.
Absolutely.
Which is why it's important, Sahil, that Ajit Pawar come back. Those were the images of Ajit Pawar running into Silver Oaks, evading Kamlesh and all the other reporters placed outside. What will be the terms of negotiation of Ajit Pawar's Ghar Wapsi? There was some talk about him potentially being chief minister. That very clearly now out of the window. Will this be a respectable Ghar Wapsi, or will he be put in one corner of the pie?
No, I really doubt that Ajit Pawar will be put in the one corner in the pie. But of course, you know, the Pawar, specifically Sharad Pawar, is a bit hurt because he never thought that his nephew, who has always been defiant, who has been very temperamental at various times, he has resigned many times without even speaking to his uncle. In fact, Sharad Pawar knows his unpredictable behavior quite well, but he never thought that he will go against his wishes without telling him, will take oath with the BJP and create a coup in a way that which will create a bad name for Sharad Pawar himself. That is what is something which has hurt him. And more than that, even his daughter was hurt. But at the same time, Sharad Pawar is a very practical politician. He keeps his emotions below the practicality, and he understands the practical politics. He knows that even if Ajit Pawar could not manage to get the MLAs on his side because Sharad Pawar was there, but he knows it very well that there is a kind of a camaraderie among the MLAs to support Ajit Pawar. They have that kind of feelings for Ajit Pawar. So Ajit Pawar in NCP is always stronger NCP than Ajit Pawar not in NCP. In fact, today when this three-party meeting was happening, I was present there. Chhagan Bhujbal openly in three-party meeting, when Uddhav Thackeray and all the leaders were sitting, openly demanded and requested Sharad Pawar that now the time has come to bring back Ajit Pawar in the NCP fold. He should welcome him with open hands, that is what, an open heart as well to the NCP fold. In fact, in the morning when Ajit Pawar was meeting Praful Patel and various other leaders, 1 minute Rahul, Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule spoke to him. This happened with the blessings of Sharad Pawar. So he was cued in for everything. So obviously Ajit Pawar will be in the fold of NCP sooner time. Now his role will definitely be shaky. He will have to build his role again. I don't think that he will be made a deputy chief minister in this particular cabinet at this particular time.
So,
but we'll see
many
now,
questions
because there are
now
some 4-5 days
that the Bharatiya Janata Party needs to answer. And to get responses in some of those, I'm joined on this broadcast at this moment by GVL Narasimha Rao, Member of Parliament from the Bharatiya Janata Party. We've got Sudhindra Kulkarni, we've got Sanjay Jha. GVL, for a long time after the 2019 verdict came out, it was thought that Indian politics will now be unidirectional, that there'd be no color, no drama, that the opposition was on the mat, that Modi and Shah were invincible, largely through your own making, by your own grand self-goal in Maharashtra. You've brought the opposition back to life. Now they'll be dancing on your tails all over the country. Has the BJP scored an embarrassing self-goal?
I see this as the 1996 moment for the BJP in national politics. In 1996, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Atalji as the leader of the single largest party, formed a government which did not last long. We had to, no one came to support us. And then you know what happened thereafter. And in Maharashtra politics, I see the 1996 moment returning to Maharashtra now. Because the people of Maharashtra, if there is one party which had got the mandate of the people, it was the BJP. And the party that fought in alliance with us, only out of its greed for power has joined other forces.
But
so
Mr.
certainly it's a
Narasimha Rao,
short-term loss for us.
surely the
but I see this as a major
BJP will
gain
need to consider
for the national...
how they got their calculations so horribly wrong. You know, the BJP top brass is considered to be the smartest political... one second, sir. The smartest political leaders of our generation. You know, you are not kacha khiladis. Somewhere when you go into battle, people would have assumed before this that Modi and Shah hai to kuch to socha hoga. They have something up their sleeve, some rabbit that will come popping out of the hat. There was no rabbit coming out of any hat. You were firing blanks in Maharashtra. How did the BJP end up in such a mess? How did you get your calculations so horribly wrong?
No, Rahul, I think when we earlier when we were called to form the government, we clearly said, no, we don't have the numbers. But when you have a regional ally, when you have a party where in which I think the leader of the legislature party has wanted to team up with us and assured that he has the numbers, he has the NCP leadership or entire MLAs on his side, I think why should we distrust him? But certainly in hindsight, I think this didn't really, he could not deliver the support of his own party. That's okay. So it's a, at best you can say we made an error of
BJP cannot
judgment.
get away
But
by saying that this is Ajit Pawar's fault. We blamed him. You know, at some level, when you take a plunge of this nature, you do your maths. You go through whether or not you believe Ajit Pawar can pull this off. How did the BJP get taken for such a ride?
You know, let me give a balanced view. To be very fair, Rahul, I think Mr. Narasimha Rao is right that the BJP has every reason, and I think Devendra Fadnavis felt that he had been betrayed by the Shiv Sena.
Oh, sure.
Right? So there is a reason to believe that the mandate was for the BJP Shiv Sena pre-poll alliance. You don't expect a pre-poll ally to so quickly jettison you. So let's be fair to the BJP. Then I think Fadnavis made the mistake. In anger, sometimes you do things at the local level with the blessings of the leadership. Let's be clear, Bhupendra Yadav was very much part of whatever was happening in Maharashtra, and Bhupendra Yadav is proximate to Amit Shah. They made the mistake of saying, look, let's not, in anger you tend to take revenge. If the Shiv Sena wants to form a government, we will stop them at all costs. So the moment they realize the Shiv Sena-Congress-NCP is actually happening, what do? They look at the most vulnerable element in the NCP, Ajit Pawar, someone whom Devendra Fadnavis made a reputation, Rahul, by taking him on the irrigation scam. These were the issues that made Devendra Fadnavis seemingly an anti-corruption crusader. You then go and tie up with him. So if the Shiv Sena goes the other side to for their lust for power, Devendra Fadnavis also makes the same mistake, and that's the trap they fell into.
But GVL Narasimha Rao, you know, the responsibility cannot end with Devendra Fadnavis and Bhupendra Yadav. The reality is Prime Minister Modi himself invoked special powers given to him in the Indian Constitution, emergency powers to be used at the time of war or financial distress, to revoke President's rule in the dead of the night. President Kovind was woken up at 5:47 a.m. The BJP owes an explanation to this country. What was that dire emergency which led Prime Minister Modi, who projects himself as this moral crusader on the issue of corruption, na khaunga na khane dunga, to get one of his blue-eyed boys, Devendra Fadnavis, to ally and partner with his arch nemesis Ajit Pawar, who he called the #1 corrupt politician in the country? What was that emergency, GVL?
No, the emergency, you see, for any state to be in president's rule for a long time is not in the interest of any party and for any government. And as far as the cabinet is concerned, this is a cabinet constituted by the Prime Minister. I think he is the first among the equals, and he doesn't have to look up to a 10 Janpath to give a clearance. I think as the Rule 12 allows the Prime Minister to decide, to make a decision and subsequently get the okay of the cabinet. I don't think these extraordinary powers need to be used only in extreme circumstances. And the situation that you had in Maharashtra, where after 1 month after election, you still didn't have a popular government.
No, but one second.
An exceptional
it's not a matter of months or weeks, it's a matter of hours. One second, GVL, let's play this another way. The cabinet could have met at 7 a.m. They could have passed a resolution. President's rule could have been revoked. Governor Koshari could have sworn in Ajit Pawar and Devendra Fadnavis at 8 or 9 a.m. You invoked special powers. This is the day when we mark the 70th year of the adoption of our constitution. Prime Minister Modi gave a long speech today on the need to uphold the values of the constitution, to swear in a chief minister in the dead of the night without informing anyone else. That, sir, is not upholding the constitution that the Prime Minister and his government are sworn to protect.
8 a.m. is not mid of the night, is
no,
not
sir.
dead night. Dead
President Kovind being woken up at 5:47 is the dead of the night. Prime Minister using these powers in the middle of the night, earlier than 5:47, that is the dead of the night.
No, certainly this was done, but you see, the whole country knows what time the Prime Minister wakes up. He is not like a Congress Prime Minister who will wake up at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. You know what time he wakes up and what time our leadership wakes up. So this is nothing exceptional. 5 a.m. is rather, I think they would have already worked for a couple of hours every day of the month. This is nothing exceptional.
But GVL
It might sound
Narasimha Rao,
like
you know,
very
you can be a
exceptional
clever
time for you,
spokesperson
but for the
and
leadership
find a way
the
of doing
government,
verbal
they
gymnastics. But you don't have to respond to my questions. You need to respond to the conscience of this nation. You need to respond to those lakhs and crores of voters who supported the Bharatiya Janata Party because they believe the Prime Minister when he said, na khaunga, na khane dunga. And when Devendra Fadnavis allies with the most corrupt politician in Maharashtra by his own admission and claim, that prestige, that moral halo takes a big beating. Do you concede, sir, that in your miscalculation, the BJP's image as a party
Rahul,
that fights corruption has taken
No.
a big beating?
No, because in a number of states, we have leaders from other parties joining the BJP. And certainly we have kept our promise of not letting any incidents of corruption to happen. So this is a promise that we have made, and this is a promise that we have kept and
Yes,
will keep in
you know,
future,
we've seen this in West
irrespective
Bengal
of
as
who is a
well,
part of the government.
that when they're outside the BJP fold, then they are corrupt. Like you said about Mukul Roy, Bhag, Mukul Bhag, CBI aati hai. The moment he joins you, then he's drenched in milk and honey. Then all those paps are forgotten and he's wearing white pristine linen.
No, I'm talking about people who Mukul Roy is not in government. We don't have a government yet in West Bengal, and we will certainly have in 2021, and he will have a very important role to play. And you ask me those questions when we form a government and we really don't deliver an honest government.
Let
have
me
done
put
that
this
in every
question
state. You
to our
don't
other
have
guests who
one
are joining us.
allegation against
Sudhindra Kulkarni, Rajdeep Sardesai, Sanjay Jha. I'll start with Sudhindra Kulkarni. Has the BJP's image, you know, GVL Narasimha Rao is being very, very, whether you call it brazen or confident, saying, okay, we lost this, no big deal, life goes on, BJP will recover. We recovered from the loss in Ahmed Patel's Rajya Sabha election, we recovered from the loss in Karnataka. Ultimately, what happened in Karnataka? Aayega to Modi. These guys will also not be able to run the government in Maharashtra. Sooner than later, aayega to Modi. Let Sudhindra Kulkarni respond first.
First of all, congratulations to you for making absolutely the right observations and asking the right questions on Constitution Day. The BJP spokesperson, he evoked Vajpayeeji's name and said that this is a 1996 moment in the history of the BJP in Maharashtra. Actually, it's not a 1996 moment, it is a 1998 moment. In 1998 February, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, in a most uncharacteristic manner, went on a fast unto death, protesting against the sacking of Kalyan Singh government in Uttar Pradesh by the then governor Ramesh Bhandari, who then very fraudulently swore in Jagdambika Pal as the chief minister. Atal Bihari Vajpayee went on an indefinite fast. Immediately the Allahabad High Court intervened, struck down the governor's rule and restored status quo, Kalyan Singh back as the chief minister. At that time, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who is a very mild, soft-spoken politician, he used very harsh words saying that the judiciary has administered a well-deserved slap on the face of the governor. Now, these are absolutely the apt words, relevant words today when the Supreme Court, by its decision, has administered a slap on the face of the governor of Maharashtra. You know,
what did it say?
I don't
Have you read
feel
it?
like saying this, but that is what has happened.
Sudhindra, correct me if I'm wrong. Sudhindra ji, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it true that, just a minute, Mr. Narasimha Rao, half a second. Isn't it true, I'm just evoking history, isn't it true that the president at the time, K.R. Narayanan, actually stepped in? Mr. K.R. Narayanan actually stepped in and showed the conscience and a backbone that a president should. In this case, the president was a rubber stamp.
Exactly. In this particular case, the president himself was involved in the midnight coup.
Yes.
So was the governor of Maharashtra, and so unfortunately also the prime minister of the
But
country.
what did the
they
court
all
make any
have to be
observations?
accountable to the.
No, GVL, now you are being...
pardon?
No, GVL, the court was only looking at the question of a floor test.
No.
The court could look at the constitutionality of it. The court has not looked at that question yet. The court has not looked at that question yet, sir.
You can't imagine, no. Rajdeep, these are fraudulent observations being made on your channel, and I want the person to really spell out what did the court say about the governor, about the honorable president, about the honorable prime minister.
One second. Let me just put this in context for our viewers. The court did not get into the issue of the role of the governor or the role of the president or the role of the prime minister. That issue was left for later. That's the reality. But GVL Narasimha Rao, this doesn't take away from the fact that a lot of BJP supporters are deeply disappointed, and that this whole image that the BJP had built, that we are the modern day Chanakyas, forget Chanakya, now people are talking about Tughlaq. They're saying Tughlaq came up with Tughlaqi Farman, that this is what I've decided, that's when we'll be sworn in, this is when we won't allow that government to get in. So the whole political messaging, the referencing changes from Chanakya to Tughlaq, and Tughlaq's not the kind of guy you want to be compared with.
No, Rahul, we don't get carried away by these descriptions. We could have been called the same name in Karnataka also.
Where again you tried the same game and you lost.
We suffered
now,
a
GVL, you're a numbers
setback.
guy. One second,
Both
GVL,
of them,
GVL, you're a
JDS and
numbers guy. You played this game twice. You played this game during Ahmed Patel's Rajya Sabha election. You played the same game in Karnataka during the Yedurappa trust vote. You played the same game the third time in Maharashtra. Each time you get it wrong. It's like a game of poker where you keep upping the stakes with a weak hand without realizing that you will not be able to pull this off. How can such shrewd politicians get their basic maths and calculations wrong?
No, but as a journalist, I want to ask you a question.
Go on.
Do you think it was not the mandate for the BJP in Karnataka? We should not have tried to... No, come on. I think you can't run away from very important, serious questions. What was the mandate of the people of Karnataka? Was it for the JDS? Was it for the Congress? And they stole the mandate. And we tried to form a government. Is that a sin? In Maharashtra, we are the single largest party, having almost twice the number of seats as a second party. Is it a sin for us to attempt a government formation in Maharashtra? I think only if you don't adopt objective criteria, you can make these charges against us. We will continue to try where the public mandate, where we have a genuine reason to see that the public mandate is with us, and we will explore
Goa, with due respect, sir. With due respect, GVL, did you have a mandate in Goa? It's one of my home states. That's why I feel very strongly about it. Did you have a mandate in Goa? You actually went and tied up with independents who actually fought the campaign against you. That's the truth. And what have you then subsequently gone and done? You've gone and broken the entire Congress, done wholesale trading. That's the reality. So you can't have two standards. You are right. You had a mandate in Maharashtra. I agree with you. I agree with you. You had a mandate in Maharashtra as a pre-poll alliance. But you didn't have a mandate in Goa. The problem is you think one size fits all. This Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed has to end somewhere, sir. That you can't do every time the same kind of politics. And that is where you are becoming just like the parties whom you claimed you were against. Where is the party with a difference? Where is the Vajpayee party? Vajpayee ji did not broker a deal and he lost by one vote as the Prime Minister of the country in a vote of confidence. And today, based on Ajit Pawar, someone whom you called corrupt, you went and formed a government at 7:45 a.m. in the morning. That's why you have egg on your face today. You can't deny it. Today the BJP unfortunately has egg on its face, even as the Shiv Sena can be legitimately accused of opportunism. That's the reality, the harsh reality of Maharashtra politics today.
No, I certainly agree today is a setback for us. It is a setback. But I certainly see this as a temporary setback. We will suffer certainly the consequences, but in time to come, we will only emerge stronger in Maharashtra like we have emerged in Karnataka.
You will, which is why I would have thought, which is why, sir, simple point.
You know what
which is why
could
Mr. Fadnavis have waited? Sir, which is why Mr. Fadnavis could have waited for 6 months. Just a minute, sir. So Mr. Fadnavis could have waited for 6 months, allowed this government to collapse and come back stronger. Now what he has done, he's gone into the same political immorality that he accuses the other side of. what happened on Saturday morning, you will concede, was politically immoral.
No, no, it is not. It's certainly a politics of convenience, and it's not a politics of our conviction. I have no difficulty in admitting.
Okay, good.
But it is we owe it to the people of Maharashtra to form a government. We don't want to push people into election immediately. But Maharashtra is certainly not because of
by
us,
using
but it's
Mr.
certainly
Narayan
going to
Rane,
head towards
by
that
using Mr.
direction.
Narayan
If
Rane
this
to
is
have
not
an Operation
not a
Lotus that he
convenient
openly
coalition of
admitted to,
convenience.
someone whom you said was the epitome of corruption, by aligning with Ajit Pawar, whom you said was responsible for a 70,000 crore irrigation scam. You are telling me, sir, that's the way forward for your party in Maharashtra? Maharashtra appreciates what Devendra Fadnavis did. I think Devendra Fadnavis was a good chief minister.
No,
but what has happened on Saturday has tainted his image. You cannot deny that. And I don't know who pushed him into it.
Rajdeep,
You should tell me who pushed him into it.
Maharashtra, certainly no, people of Maharashtra, no one pushes anyone. This is a collective decision that the party makes. And the people of Maharashtra certainly do not look at the way you like, because you want to see all of them as angels now that they have all ganged up against us.
But sir,
I never said that. I'm saying the other side as practiced immorality. You are doing the same as them. That's my point.
The point is not, I think GVL, you need to look at this. The point is not that Ajit Pawar is an angel or that Sharad Pawar is an angel. Nobody is making that case. But by allying with the man you called a devil and you called corrupt, you have brought yourself in the same category. So from being on a perch of morality, saying that we are different, you are now on the same level. Hamam mein sab nange. Everybody is on the same level. What's the difference between you and the others? That's what the BJP now needs to deal with. That's the problem. And it's a self-goal. You created it. You brought it upon yourself. You could have sat it out for 6 months. The Congress, the NCP and the Sena would have found it very difficult to run this government. They would have stewed in their own differences.
No, Rahul, our leadership clearly has a commitment to the people, and we know how to keep that commitment to the people. I know you are very worked up on this issue today, but the reality is that people of Maharashtra know that the BJP was pushed to a situation where we needed to form a government with someone's support. And because the Sena ditched us, despite having got the mandate, we were in a position, we were pushed into a corner. And people realize this. People are supportive of this. I think you and I might want to...
I don't know which people you are speaking to. Please speak to any BJP voter or speak to any non-partisan. Very few people will support this blatant attempt to form a government with a man like Ajit Pawar at a time when you didn't have the numbers. You invoke emergency powers to make it seem as if the heavens are falling down. Then you tell in court the judges that you need 15 days, you need 30 days to be able to form the government, that you're not ready for a floor test. The BJP doesn't come out of this smelling of roses. I want to run those pictures again as I welcome now Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha would have liked to attack GVL Narasimha Rao and the BJP, but this is the one day when the Congress, the NCP and the Sena can sit back, because see, what was the message? The question was, who is the Chanakya in this case? Will Modi, Fadnavis and Amit Shah triumph, or will Sharad Pawar be able to outwit them? At the end of the day, the message that goes out is, no matter who else is winning anywhere else, it is Sharad Pawar who's the king of Maharashtra. So the opposition, at long last, especially after what happened in the 2019 general elections, has something to smile about. You came last in the election, Sanjay Jha. You know, your party came fourth. But with 44 seats, because of a quirk of circumstance, the Congress finds a leg in and will soon be in government. Well done.
Rahul, 2 quick points here. I was listening to the luminous hypocrisy of the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Rao. You know, he represents a party that backstabbed us in Goa, in Manipur, hijacked the entire Arunachal Pradesh government, Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, and in Bihar. An elected formation was backstabbed again by the BJP. And we all know what they're doing in Haryana today and their unholy alliance in Jammu and Kashmir. So whenever you tell that the BJP was a party with a difference, it never was that. And that myth has been exploded several years ago. It's non-existent as we talk. There's a very interesting point that GVL Rao actually made in his answer to your question. He said, I expected Ajit Pawar to deliver. Now, I heard that, and I'm a little perplexed by what does the word deliver mean. Clearly, the message was from Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, that you break the NCP. How principled is that politics? I mean, it's so blatant and brazen in your face. GVL Rao tells you in your program, Ajit Pawar was expected to deliver. To my mind, that is the political immorality of our times that we cannot ignore. The BJP, frankly speaking, tried very hard. And I want to tell you this, that long before Devendra Fadnavis actually said, I cannot form the government. Well, let me speak, Mr. Rao, I didn't interrupt you. The fact of the matter is that Devendra Fadnavis and the BJP did try to break these three parties. When they failed, they went and said, we can't do much about it. But Narayan Rane is on record. And he's, by the way, now considered to be a mini Chanakya in the Maharashtra politics for the BJP. And what does he tell? I think your viewers are entitled to know that there is a marketplace for MLAs. You know, very often we joke that Amit Shah has created a stock exchange for MLAs. In Mumbai, we have Dalal Street. Maybe Amit Shah needs to, create another tall skyscraper where there will be a daily buying and selling.
Chanakya must be turning in his grave, because all of what Chanakya did was actually for a larger good. For the good of the empire, the good of the nation. If all of this is done just for the good of the party, that's not Chanakya. We're giving Chanakya
also,
a very
let's
bad
be clear,
name.
Rahul, at the end of the day, the Congress is going and tying up with the Shiv Sena. For the longest time, you've called it a Hindutva-Vadi party, you've been dismissive of it, even while you flirted with it. In fact, the general belief is you created it in the 1960s to break the left union. Maharashtra's politics, Rahul, is full of immorality. People are switching sides all the time.
BJP now
There's
is in
no
the
ideology there.
No, the difference is NCP Congress has always been doing this. Now the BJP is at the same level as them.
That's right.
They've brought themselves a perch down.
And that, I think, is disappointing, particularly, as you rightly put, when you had such a big victory in 2019. You could have done without power in Maharashtra for 6 months. I was convinced that this government was not going to sustain itself for more than a year. But this belief that, we are invincible, that therefore we must capture every government, we must tie up with the Chautala, break someone else. This politics is going to the low level. And once the leading national party does it, then the others follow. This is Indira Gandhi. This is what Mrs. Gandhi did with Bhajan Lal in Haryana. And you know what happened right through the 80s. My fear is you now have opened the doors for everyone for immorality. I am only proud of one thing, that the MLAs of my state were not as purchasable as the MLAs of some other state. At least that's, and particularly the Shiv Sena. Everybody told me Shiv Sena tootegi, Shiv Sena tootegi. They didn't break. And maybe there's a lesson in that.
No, but come on. It's not because they didn't break because of ideology, Rajdeep. They will do better for themselves in a weak and fractured government than they would have as an adjunct to Devendra Fadnavis. That's the reality.
You know the amounts that were being offered? Staggering amounts of money were being offered, Rahul. Let's not make, really let's not kid ourselves that there was no money being offered. The fact is there was a bazaar out there. What was Narayan Rane was saying it openly. He said it openly that I'm ready. I mean, the BJP should ask itself, what was the compulsion to have Mr. Narayan Rane on your side? The moment you do that, your halo is gone.
No, but this is not just in Maharashtra. In Jharkhand, you've recently inducted GVL Narasimha Rao, one man accused in the medicine scam over 100 crores. Your party took out multiple dharnas against him. Another man who has charges of corruption and murder against him. And Narayan Rane, you called him Chanakya. Don't call Narayan Rane Chanakya because that's a disaster. You are now across the country, whether it's in Jharkhand or Maharashtra, inducting people and using people like Narayan Rane to do your business dealings. So BJP cannot, you tried your best to split the NCP. That didn't work out. Now you can't claim the moral high ground, GVL Narasimha Rao.
No, Rahul, none of us called anyone a Chanakya. If anything, I think you should blame yourselves, because you are the ones who want to give such titles to leaders. We never call ourselves Chanakyas. We are we have a promise that we made to the people of Maharashtra, and we wanted to give a government. And Ajit Pawar was not an unconstitutional figure. He was democratically elected by the NCP as the leader of their legislature party. That was not influenced by the BJP. So if they did not have trust in him, so why on earth should we distrust him? When Ajit Pawar says, I have the support of all my MLAs, is there a reason for us to distrust it? How are we going to know whether Sharad Pawar is going to be with him, without him? These are matters extraneous to us. Once
but
we
can
have
I just point
leader
out
of
to
the
our viewers,
legislature party,
you know, I
which has
want
the
to, I
right
want to tell our
numbers,
viewers
who
this.
wants
There's a
to
very,
team up
very
with us.
senior functionary in the ruling dispensation who sent me 3 messages. This is at 8:38, just a few minutes after Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar had been sworn in. I won't tell you who this person is, but he's a very important man. He says, and I'll take you through what he's saying. 3 things. Politics, old school style. The magic of Sharad Pawar is clearly visible. Just a few days after he meets Prime Minister Modi, we see a massive shift in Maharashtra politics. Message number 2. Sharad Pawar shows who's the boss of Maharashtra politics. 50 years of experience when it comes to gauging public sentiments. Point number 3. Isn't it any less of a coincidence that Pawar meets the Prime Minister and Maharashtra politics shakes? There is a reason why Pawar Sahib is one of the smartest politicians of our country. Now, while the whole opposition wasted time on irrelevant stuff like electoral bonds, BJP stitched a new political bond. These were the messages coming from folks in government. GVL Narasimha Rao, there are references here to Sharad Pawar. This happened soon after you thought the deal was done. The message would be that at that time you believed that Sharad Pawar was on your side. Somehow things changed between then and later. Did Sharad Pawar fool Modi, Shah and Fadnavis? How did you get this wrong? Your own messages are talking about Pawar being one of the smartest politicians in the country. You clearly didn't gauge Sharad Pawar correctly.
No, Rahul, I think you are reading out messages from someone in the BJP itself in a very senior position. So certainly the party or those who were talking to Ajit Pawar believe that Mr. Sharad Pawar had blessed this entire arrangement. And let me tell you something very interesting. I think that day in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, maybe late afternoon, around 3 o'clock, I had a chat with some very important Congress leaders, Congress lawyers who fight cases on behalf of the Congress party in Supreme Court, saying that Sharad Pawar is playing a game. He's actually gone and tied up with the BJP while he was actually keeping us engaged till last evening. This is what the Congress leaders were telling us. So how on earth are we going to believe that there is some kind of
That is why Chanakya Niti comes in. So where are the Chanakyas when you need them most? Because that's what Chanakya is supposed to be able to get right. You're supposed to outfox. You've been outmaneuvered, outfoxed by the wily Maratha fox of Maharashtra politics. Buddhu bana diya usne aapka. I don't know how you got all of this wrong. Vijay Krishnan is with us. He is a supporter of the Shiv Sena. He's been coming day in, day out, like Sanjay Raut. We pulled out 20 comments. 20 times Sanjay Raut said, Chief Minister will be from the Shiv Sena. Nobody took him seriously. They say, aise hi bolta hai. In the end, the Chief Minister is a Shiv Sainik. So you've been valiantly fighting on. You're in your brightest saffron hues, I see. I want to show you that picture. You've got Uddhav Thackeray in a shade of hue close to saffron. Everybody else wearing white. That symbolizes the color and ideological differences. How will Uddhav Thackeray now run a government with people whose views on many subjects are completely the opposite of his? Welcome and congratulations.
Can I come in, Rahul Kanwal?
Yes, sir. Please, welcome.
Is this my turn to speak?
Yes, sir, it is.
Rahul Kanwal ji, if I were the BJP spokesperson today in your channel, I would have, I'm saying if I were a BJP spokesperson, I would have wholeheartedly congratulated Maha Aghadi to work for the interests of Maharashtra. But I'm a large-hearted person. We are a Shivaji Sena, which is also called as Shiv Sena. So Shiv Sena teaches us principles not to laugh at the or mock at the helpless condition of the BJP. Today I'm not here to celebrate here, but I want 1 second, sir. I've been very much patient. I've been seeing my senior leaders and Rajdeep Sardesai ji talking about past politics, but I'm a learner. But I have an advice to GVL Narasimha Rao ji. So you are creating a precedence wherein people are getting into a perception that you are destroying democracy by bullying the opposition parties, by conducting an unofficial horse trade through Narayan Rane ji. And all of you have already mentioned Narayan Rane ji. Is this democracy wherein you come on record and say that I'm a friend of all parties, and we are going to invite all the MLAs who are from other parties to support us. And how long have we been in correspondence with Ajit Pawar ji? And at the stroke of midnight, when during the independence, when in the year 1947, when we had tryst with destiny, when we woke up with new hopes, and in the early morning, you conduct a coup to destroy democracy. And today, I'm very much humbled by the Supreme Court's decision to conduct a floor test in the Maharashtra Assembly.
I need to take a quick break. I want to leave you with those images. These pictures, GVL, will be a problem for anyone who has anything to do with Mumbai and the BJP. Pictures of the Shiv Sena as we slip into a break, celebrating outside the BJP headquarters. You know, they're street fighters in Mumbai. That's been true about them for decades. Celebrating outside the BJP office, images the BJP won't like very much. What are the larger national consequences? We'll deal with that when we come back on the other side of a quick break. Stay with us.